Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here, and today I have my first design team layout for SpiegelMom Scraps. And so before I started today, I wanted to hop on and show you what I'm going to be using for my layout, as well as give a big shout out to Jody and say a big thank you for asking me to come on for this term. And I am so excited. I have loved SpiegelMom Scraps for the longest time. I own a ton of sequins from SpiegelMom, and I tend to hoard them. I'm really bad. I love them. I'll take them out and look at them, and I don't use them as much as I should because they're just so pretty. So I'm super excited to get to play with these and hopefully give you lots of inspiration. And so again, big shout out. I'm super excited to be working with all of the talented designers on this design team, and so hopefully you will get lots of inspiration from me. And with that, I'm going to show you really quick what I'm going to use. For this first month, we are partnering up with Scrap and Happy Studios, who I also adore her flair, and I've also purchased a couple of her digital paper kits that she has been doing. She has actually created one that we are kind of featuring and working and collaborating with Scrap and Happy Studios this month. And so what I have here on my desk is 3 of the papers. There are quite a number of other ones. I don't know how many there are altogether, but there's quite a few. I've just gone ahead and printed 3 of them. Now, what's great about a digital collection is you can print them. They come already sized to the 8.5 by 11, sort of normal standard page size. I did go ahead and increase 2 of the pattern papers, the diagonal stripe and then this grid, and I made them in a 12 by 12. You are able to do that if you have a large format printer like I do, and so that's one of my favorite things about digital products. I can resize them. The same being said, I have a whole bunch, and I have a whole ton here beside me that I'm not even showing. I just wanted to show a few pieces, but all of these ephemera pieces that you see here are all as well part of this digital kit that was put together. And what's great is I can size these embellishments. So I went ahead and cut them on a larger size, and then I went ahead and resized all of them and cut them smaller. So now I have a large size camera and I have small size cameras. I have larger sized hearts, and then I have smaller sized hearts. What I ended up doing is I cut everything out, and I did all that work off camera because obviously it's going to take quite a while. I love fussy cutting, so I typically will fussy cut, but I could have my machine, like my Silhouette or Cricut or something like that, do it as well. But once I had everything fussy cut, I ended up taking my 2 sizes of florals. In this case, it's this one, and then I've also got the other type of floral that's in the collection, and I layered them up. So now I have these dimensional flowers that I'm going to be able to use on my layout. So that's really fun. That's one of the benefits of having a digital kit. You can resize all of the pieces to make them however you want in whatever size. And the best part is, once I've used these, I can print more anytime I want. I don't have to necessarily even use it with the papers. I can pull it into other collections as well. So I'm a huge fan of digital. So these are just some of the die cuts I'm going to end up using. Not all of them obviously on my page, but I have a nice selection here to choose from. And so with that, Jody also created a sequin that matches. So this pack of sequins actually matches this paper line. And so it, as you can see, it goes perfectly. You can see some of the colors, and if I pull in just some of those die cuts, you can see that the colors go, I mean, they're a perfect match. That's what's so great about Jody's sequins, is she's so good at matching them to collections. And so if you happen to grab this Scrap and Happy collection, be sure to go over and grab the sequins as well, because they will match perfectly, and you can always use the discount code. I'll have it in the description box for this video, and that'll save you some money as well. So this is what I'm going to use, and I have 2 photos. So these 2 photos are from a crop with some of my scrappy friends when we, I haven't been to a crop in quite some time, but we used to get together and go to some crops, and so this was some pictures from one of them. So I am going to, off camera, matte my 2 photos first with this sort of peachy pink or orange polka dot, and then with the yellow, or not yellow, that's pink and white diagonal stripe. So I'm going to do that off camera, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to put the video on fast forward so you can watch the process video, and we're going to build our background and create our page. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. Okay, so this layout is going to go together pretty quick. The first thing I'm going to do here is I'm showing you some Distress Oxide colors. Now, I picked the ones that I had in my stash that were sort of the closest I could find to try and match the colors. They're not perfect. This one here is the orange, and it's coming up more yellow than orange. I do take some other ink and just darken it a little bit off camera. But the rest of the colors I think were pretty good, and most of this gets covered up. I just wanted to have a little bit of something on the background. And so I'm going to lay down all of these different colors. Now, the one thing about printing digital kits is, at least on my printer, and I would think this is probably the case with most digital prints, adding wet media of any kind to them will make the ink run, or at least it does on mine. So this is how, if I'm going to want to do something sort of a bit of mixed media or a bit of color in the background, I will pull out inks and do something like this, because this will not make that ink run, and therefore I can add some color. I can add splatters. Those don't seem to make it run, but if I added like water and that to the background, it would run the color of the ink on my background paper. So just to give you a heads up, some people may have a different kind of ink or a different kind of printer, and you may not have that problem, but I have found that is what happens with mine. So now that I've laid down my color, I am basically just going to color match each one of these little clusters. So I'm going to have 5 clusters all together, and I'm just going to color match the embellishments in each of the clusters. So I have some florals and some hearts and some tickets and some cameras, so just all the ephemera from that Scrap and Happy Studio digital kit. I did not pull in anything else from anything else in my stash. I'm just strictly using my SpiegelMom Scraps sequins and this digital kit. The only thing I've added is just the ink that I'm using on the page, but apart from that, everything on this page is from one of those 2 collections. And so there you see I have put everything down. I did glue everything down off camera, and I started my title before I realized that my camera had not been turned back on. So I'm going to finish my title here, which is Crafty Crew. And so now everything is down, and the way I got some dimension on this is from those flowers that I layered up, as well as I placed my photo off camera when I glued it down. I did place that up on some fun foam just to give it some lift. And now the finishing touch, which is the perfect finishing touch for this because everything is so well coordinated. I am just dotting around in sort of little clusters of 3 all of the sequins. I'm not trying to color match the sequins at this point. I just want to dot those beautiful sequins all around the page. So I'm going to do most of it on camera, since I know some people like to watch sequins going down. And so I'm going to do at least the top half. I can't remember if I do all of them, but I think I do at least the top half of the layout on camera. And then off camera, I do finish it up and I add lots more sequins down at the bottom. So there is a good amount of sparkle on this page, and it really shows off how well those sequins match the collection and just how beautiful the sequins are when the light hits them. So I love this collection, both from Scrap and Happy Studio, but also this sequin mix. It is so pretty. I love the colors. They're soft and just they're so beautiful. I think my favorite is like that tealy blue-green color for sure. But there you have it. This is going to finish up my layout. I will have links in the description box below for the store, and then you can use that 15% off coupon as well if you want to save yourself a little bit. And so with that, guys, I will catch you on the next one. And happy International Scrapbook Day. That will be tomorrow when this goes up. So with that, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.